Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Matt from Williams Vintage Cycle in Xenia, Ohio. Today I'm going to show you this beautiful 1982 Honda CB650SC Nighthawk. This is one we got in a couple of months ago. Really clean bike. It was a one-owner bike. He had always kept it in his attached garage at his house. Rode it back in the 80s and early 90s, he said, and then said starting in about the mid 90s somewhere, he kind of stopped riding it. He kept it started up, a couple times a year, and then last 5 or 10 years, I think that even kind of went by the wayside. So when we got it, it was already really clean, but hadn't run in 5 or 10 years. So we did the usual stuff to it, pulled the carburetors off, cleaned those out with our ultrasonic cleaner, pulled all the front brake parts, the master cylinder and calipers apart, cleaned all that out. Fresh seals in the caliper and all fresh fluid. Of course, the rear brake is a drum brake on this, so not much to really do there. And then, of course, the gas tank was really clean inside, but we did go ahead and drain it and put fresh fuel in it, and rebuilt the petcock. The seals get old and dry on the petcock, so that's been rebuilt. But not much else other than that I recall, than just a little cleanup work. Bike only has just under 15,000 miles. Back in the day when we had the 85-mile-an-hour speedometers. All the switchgear on this bike's really clean. Original grips still. It's just kind of a 1982 time capsule. Previous owner obviously kept this bike really nice. He cared for it, didn't leave it outside to get all rusty or hack it up with a bunch of aftermarket parts or anything like that. So it's header pipes, they're nice and clean. Just real minor, very minor speckles up at the very top. Can't even notice that from a couple of feet out. Fork tubes look nice. Has all your correct turn signals. Mirror, even the original mirrors are still on it. Made in Japan. These first year Nighthawks are kind of neat because they had that little chrome decal in them. They made, this is the 650, they made a 750 Nighthawk that looks very similar to this in 82 as well. And then for some reason in 80, I think the 750 they made in 2 years, 82, 83. The 650 for this style with this single cam, I believe this engine here, is the basic engine from the CB550-4s of the late 70s. And then when they went to the CB650, they just upped the CCs of that, and they put it in the first year of the 650 Nighthawk. But then in the 83s Nighthawk 650, completely different motorcycle, completely different twin cam engine, different bodywork. There was nothing the same. So So these first year ones are kind of neat when you see one still in good shape, because not a lot of those out there. It's your 4x4 exhaust. Good chrome on those. No rot, underneath. That's all still good shape. Got the riveted Comstar wheels. It was Honda used so much back in the early 80s. Shocks are still nice and shiny. Even the coils on them look pretty good. Still has all the decals, factory decals all over the bike, on the chain guard and the gas tank and the speedometer. No rips in the seat, it's all still original seat cover, good shape. When we put the new battery on it, we always do put a little pigtail on it for a battery tender, so you can just plug your battery tender in it to keep your battery charged up when it's sitting, because bikes like this usually aren't going to be ridden a whole lot, just they're going to do more sitting than they are riding, so keep the battery up. Good chrome on the engine. Black paint. That's all still the original black paint on the engine. We didn't touch any of that up. As you can see, the cylinder heads, just a little bit of wear in the paint. But I'm amazed by how nice this gas tank is. No dents anywhere on it. Just a couple little really minor chips in the paint, like right, just a little tiny chip right there. Probably get a little blue and touch that up. There might have been just a real, same thing over here, just a real little tiny chip there. Show you around it a couple more times here, and then I'll put the camera down and ride it around the parking lot so you can hear it run. Even still, the little reflectors here, those are, seems like they're always missing, along with busted turn signals and bent levers and different grips, but not this one. Of course, it does have fresh oil and filter in it. And we've ridden it, we've ridden it so far just under 14 miles. We always reset the trip meter there when we get done before we take them out on its initial voyage. See the nice, clear, fresh brake fluid in there. All the gauges and indicator lights up here, everything's working there. Turn signals, all your switch gear, horn, all that works like you would expect. It's just like a time capsule from 1982. Alright, I'll go ahead and pause the video here and take it over to the parking lot and ride it around a little bit for you. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's fire this thing up, take it on a little ride for you. There's that. '82 Honda 650 Nighthawk. Well, thanks for watching to this point. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, we're Williams Vintage Cycle in Xenia, Ohio.